Yo guys, we are back with some more Danganronpa stuff. I binged the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and that was pretty fun. I'm still making case videos on that, but I decided while I do that, why don't I make some unscripted DR videos, because it will take a while to release all 10 of the Great Ace Attorney ones. Especially since now I'm working on the 5th case and the 5th case is like a behemoth. It just keeps going. It doesn't end. So yeah, there's just so much to cover in that video. I just decided, hey, people want Danganronpa stuff. I'll just make Danganronpa stuff while I'm editing that. And what I want to talk about is Danganronpa 4. All the talk right now is about Danganronpa S. And to be honest, I just don't care that much about it. The free time style of gameplay is probably my least favorite gameplay element of Danganronpa. Like, that's just probably my least favorite aspect in like the daily life and the deadly life. And that's kind of what Danganronpa S is, so I'm just not too hyped about it right now. I don't know, maybe I'll try it out later, we'll see. But I want to discuss what I want from Danganronpa 4. And I can summarize that in a few words. I just want it to be a fresh start for the series. So for me, the most important thing is that it's not connected to any of the first 3 DR games, apart from maybe Monokuma as the mascot. I just feel like the first 3 games are complete, and there's no point on expanding that story. Like, you can add prequel stuff to the Hope's Peak saga, and extra content like spin-off novels, but as for the next main game, I think it should take place in a separate universe entirely. No hope and despair themes, getting rid of the normal killing game tropes, even just the normal chapter tropes. I think that gets overlooked a lot. Like chapter 6 being the exposition dump, chapter 3 being that point where the plot just gets weird. You got all these weird elements like Robo Justice, a despair disease, and like a Necronomicon. You get all these weird things. I just wanted to break away from the formula that the 3 main games created. So how do we do that? Well, first, I want a more grounded reason for how the killing game happens. Like in the first and second game, Junko just wanted to spread despair. She was just a despair maniac. There wasn't too much to it. And in the third game, it was just to provide entertainment for the world. Now obviously the new mastermind can be an insane person, and they probably will be, but I want them to have a reason that's more understandable. Maybe the Ultimates or the specific people in the killing game did something that affected their personal life. Something more personal like a revenge plot is what I'm looking for with the next DR game. I don't want any of this crazy despair stuff, I'm gonna be honest. Another thing I think they can change is the cast. So for the DR cast, so far we've had high school students, or at least we believe they are high school students, and then it's just 16 of them that are ultimates. Now I wouldn't mind them changing that up. Like maybe you could have people of different ages. Maybe it doesn't have to be, just all these people are 18-year-olds. Maybe you can have like someone that's 30 and someone that's 14, something like that. You can mix it up. Maybe not even have ultimates. I feel like ultimate talents are just one of the things I don't think about. I feel like the talents are just not that prevalent, and that's a good thing. I don't think the talents have to be a major focus on each character, and I don't think every DR game needs to use talent. Now another change I think they can make is have a fast-paced start. So a problem I've heard before from many people is that they think the game starts too slow. That's because you get introduced to the characters, you have to get introduced to Monokuma. What I think they can do is put the protagonist in a situation where he's already solving a crime. Now this doesn't have to be like a trial for one of the dead students, one of the 16 students. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe someone else, someone outside of the 16 students died and he has to solve a trial there. Something fast paced that gets you into the game right away. I know Ace Attorney has like a tutorial case before you do any investigation. The investigation portions are seen as the weaker part of those games, and the trials are seen as the better parts. And they always start you with a trial so you can get into the game better. So that's an improvement I would make there. Another thing that they could do, I'm not saying like it's mandatory or anything, but I think it would be interesting to make all the cases unsolvable before you get to the trial grounds. Now you can solve most DR cases before you even get to the trial. I want to say there are only a very few cases where you cannot confidently say this person is the culprit. Now, the reason I'd say to make this change is because DR doesn't seem that mystery focused. That might sound weird because you have 6 trials, but if you think about it, the mystery is limited to its investigations. The investigation is where you do all your crime solving. You find the evidence, you put that together, you make theories about what may have happened. That's where it feels like you're really solving the mystery. When you get to the trial, you're just seeing how the characters react to the reveals. You're letting them catch up so they can vote correctly. So there's not actually too much of a focus on the mystery there. It's more of a focus on the characters, which is still fun because you have 16 people just screaming at each other, so that's fun, but I think that's why DR never felt like too much of a mystery game to me. It does have it in there, but I wouldn't say that's like the main draw of the games. So I think making these cases unsolvable will put a greater emphasis on the mystery, and there'll be more uncertainty on who did it. Also, I know a lot of people said this before, but I would be pretty fine with a distrust kind of game. Like the old DR, how distrust looked. I really like that style. I really like the darker tone of that game. So if they do something similar to that, I think I would like it. Overall though, my hopes for DR4 is that it's just an experiment. As long as it tries new things, I wouldn't even be that mad if it's a bad game. Like even if I didn't like the game, I would be happy that it at least tried to do new things, because if it takes these risks and actually does new things, then the creators know what works and what doesn't. They'll have a better idea of what people want with DR5, DR6, and any games that come after it. So yeah, that's all I really want for Danganronpa 4. Just something new, something that's very different from DR1, 2, and V3. What do you guys think? Do you guys want a game that is similar to what you guys already got, or something different? Comment it down below, and I'll see you guys next time.